Hey Crafty Mavens, it's Vanessa here with a Stash It video for this week. And Stash It is exactly how it sounds, in that what I decided to do was go into my stash and just pull an array of items from my stash that I decided to use to put a layout together. So I'm going to show you before I start the process. I'm just going to show you real quick everything that I pulled, and all of these items are from my stash. I am using a couple of I still would consider a slightly newer product, but the majority of the pieces are older stash items. So I have these Heidi Swap stickers, and they're the clear ones. And these ones are gold with the clear sticker. So I have those. I have some Freckled Fawn enamel triangles. I also have some My Mind's Eye enamel circles. I have some K & Company puffy hearts. I have some Daily Flash alphabets in black. And I will tell you that I have a kind of an idea of how I want this layout to go in my head, and so I don't know that I'll use all of these products, but I definitely wanted to pull enough that I had a good variety of items to use. My thickers I chose were the Amy Tangerine Everyday, and these are pretty old. I think they're back from that Stitched collection, I think it was called, that she had, which was a couple of years ago now. I have a flare badge from October Afternoon. I have some wood veneer that I am not sure the manufacturer for these, but I have a few pieces there. I have some twine from Recollection, so just some Michael's twine. I have a Project Life card. This isn't Project Life specific, but it is from, I believe this was a Gossamer Blue Project Life card. There is my photo. And for the papers that I chose, the two that I said were from what I would consider still a newer collection was the Simple Stories Little Dude. These are the two pieces of paper that I'm primarily thinking I'm going to use. This one was the Little Dude Hear Me Roar page, and I had this sort of check on the back. And then this one is called Boys Rule, and this one has all the circles, and then this one has the green sort of chevron pattern on the back. Now this piece of paper is a text, and on the back side is this cream and orange polka dot. Now this, I do know it is from when Project Life used to do packs of paper that used to go with their collections. This was from one of those packs of paper, and so I pulled this out primarily for this text paper. This is a piece of pattern paper from Teacher's Pet, which is by Jen Gallagher, and one side is a distressed yellow and the other is a distressed red. I am pretty sure I'm going to use it on this yellow side. And then last but not least, I have this black piece of cardstock that I'm going to use probably as a border around the outside of my layout. And I'll probably gut it as well and use it as a mat for my photo. So those are the main items. Now when this came out, I did get the Little Dude Collector's pack. And so I do have in here the puffy stickers. Hopefully there's not too much of a glare, so I'll turn it this way, and hopefully if I don't put it too much in the light. But it comes with, this has the stickers and the puffy stickers, and then the chipboard and the ephemera pack, so I probably will pull in some of these as well. So this is sort of a newer item in my stash, but still my stash because this was from earlier in the year, and so I did sort of a combination of new and old. And so these are what I'm going to use to play with to make this layout. And so I am going to hop over now and do the voiceover for the process, and I will catch you in a little bit. So here is the mood board for this month, and from it I am pulling sort of that text print as well as the color blue. That's basically all that I pull from that mood board. And the first thing that you see here is I've taken a Scraptastic label stamp and the Distress Oxide color in Blueprint, and I'm going to print, or not print, but stamp several of these labels and fussy cut them out. I will do 2 of them and then do the rest off camera. And so once I've done that, I did go ahead as well off camera and type up my journaling on that journaling card. And I am taking 2 stamps from Citrus Twist. One says My Wild One and the other one says Oh My. And I'm going to add just a little bit of stamping to the bottom of my journaling. I want it to add a little bit of interest to those journaling cards as well. So once I do that, I am going to pull in my photo and I'm going to mat my journaling and my photo together for this layout. The first thing that I'm going to do is grab this text paper, and that is all going to be inked with Hickory Smoke Distress ink. And so I'm going to put down my journaling first, and then I'm going to pull in my photo, and it's going to go right beside my journaling. Now this photo is a picture of my son, and the reason why I have My Wild One and Oh My is because in the picture, if you can see him in the back there, it's hard to make out his face, but he is very unimpressed. We had been at a birthday party and he did not want to leave. And so he was absolutely showing it in his face that he was very unimpressed that he was not getting to stay longer. And so that is what my journaling is talking about, how he's funny and his face tells all the stories. So it was pretty cute. My additional mat for my photo and journaling is a piece of this black cardstock, which is also what is going to frame my layout. I just cut out the middle of that black cardstock so I could use it as well for a mat for my photo and journaling. So I'm going to go ahead and trim that up here, and then I'm going to bring in the different pattern papers that I pulled originally, and I'm going to do some fussy cutting. First, I'm going to take some of these speech bubbles and I am going to cut out some clusters of the speech bubbles. I will not make you watch me do all of that on camera, but basically I'm just going to use these as embellishment clusters on my layout. And then I am going to take I believe this is a 3/4 inch circle punch, and I'm going to punch out some of these circles for my layout. Next, I did take some Shimmers Mango Tango, and I just did some sprinkles on that pattern paper background just to add some additional interest. I know my design is going to go on a diagonal, and so I added the mist where that is going to be. Next, for the layout, I took all of those labels and all those punched out and cut out elements, and I'm going to create some different embellishment clusters that will go along the diagonal of this layout. Now, some of them will have a wood veneer piece like this one here with the star, and then others I will just end up popping up some of the elements with some dimensional adhesive just to add some different levels of interest to the page, because most of the elements on this page are in fact paper, and so if I was to leave them everything flat, it would be a very undimensional or non-dimensional layout, and it wouldn't have the same interest as it does when I add these different wood veneer pieces and then the dimensional foam to add sort of some height and lift to what would otherwise be just paper elements on a page. So there you see I have everything completed, and I felt like the background was still too plain and that the 2 other corners that my diagonal design would not touch needed some sort of interest, and so I folded up the 2 corners and just use my tiny attacher to keep them in place. I like that for boy layouts especially. And it also sort of brings your eye into the middle of the layout and to the picture itself. So I like the detail that that adds to the page. Here you see I'm just kind of lining up all of those clusters that I created and getting them on the diagonal. I'm going to lay everything out and then I am going to glue it off camera so you don't have to watch. The title for this one is Gotta Love That Face, because you gotta love them. And so here I'm just going to go, and I've glued everything down. I've added a few of those circle puffy stickers, and as a finishing touch, excuse me, I am going to put in some of these enamel dots throughout, kind of just scattering them along in the red and the black. So other than that, guys, this will complete this layout. So be sure to like and subscribe to the Crafty Maven. And if you're enjoying my videos, you can also hop over to my YouTube channel as well. And I will catch you guys on the next one. Bye, guys.